Hey, everybody. It's the Mark Hope Show. And we have a very, very special guest in the studio with us, Alison from Wave the Grain. And I don't want to make you all jealous, but hello. Right in the studio are goodies from the bakery.
Absolutely.
And after you hear this podcast tonight, you are going to want to go down to the bakery and get some stuff for yourself.
Absolutely.
Councilman Jeff just said, "Hi, Mark Hope. How you doing?" Parker people are very actively supporting all of their Parker businesses, and they should be supporting you.
We live in Parker. We have for years and years. My kids have gone to school in Parker. Pretty active in the community, especially all of my kiddos have mostly gone to Legend High School and active in the Legend Unified Sports Program, Special Olympics, all of that kind of stuff. So we know a lot of folks down in Parker.
And there's a local. What's the local thing? What does that mean?
The local is down on Main Street in Parker. They have a whole bunch of local artisans and folks that almost like an indoor farmer's market, but a million times better because they're open year-round, just like a normal store. You can come in and there's all bunch of different people, and we're in the local down there, a couple doors down from Fika, and we have pies and cakes and cupcakes and donuts and
Scott's saying he can't hear her.
Just about anything that you could ever dream of down there. There's a local down on Main Street. There's another local in the Southlands Mall that we're in, and we also do the Southlands and the Parker Farmers Markets.
Okay, well, let me take a look. Everything else can...
Can y'all hear us okay? Scott, let us know if it's improved, the hearing thing. Do we have her talking into the right part of the...
Yeah, she's fine.
Okay.
She's talking the right part. I'm getting all the stuff here. No.
We got Ian Browning from Browning Global. He is one of the greatest accountants. He just signed on to listen. Rose Franklin from Rose Medical Center's on.
Hi, guys.
That's awesome. Wayne's saying he cannot hear me. We're trying a new rig tonight, so
Let me look.
we may need to...
Pause and come right back, maybe?
Yeah, take a look.
Should be fine.
Paulette says can hear me, but she's a little bit quiet. Maybe you
I
can...
can use my big old teacher voice. Is that better, you guys?
Okay. Well, we're kind of shaking some of the...
Some people can hear, which means the stream is working.
Okay.
That's a plus.
That's what
Well,
I'm hearing?
Turn your gains up a little bit, and
we got to turn our Allison up a little bit.
we'll do a little bit better.
That's dangerous.
We've got to keep everything in a certain range for the podcast when it goes out to iTunes, and so glad you're listening. Just kind of check in, let us know again if you're having problems hearing. Daniel will monitor that channel.
I'm watching, but it looks.
So, with all that aside, I would really like to talk about how Wave the Grain got started, and I want to talk about Justin. Because Justin is my favorite guy.
Mine too. Well, one of them. So
Justin is just my favorite guy. He is just a special guy, and he's got a smile all the time. And Justin has downs, right?
He does. Mm-hmm.
And he's just been a trooper his whole life. I've watched him grow up, and he's been playing sports, and he's been doing the Special Olympics, and he plays basketball against the Parker Police.
Oh yes.
Right?
There's a lot of trash talk going on down there. They talk back and forth, a lot of him, and some of his favorite folks loves the SRO out at Legend. It's a thing. Loves his police officers.
And you and your husband Scott have just really done just a great job of parenting. And I'm not trying to put you on the spot because and all the things that I do when I'm talking to parents, and I always mention that when I see parents that are just really in there working with their kids, and they're just really, doing the things that they need to do. The biggest compliment that I can give to anybody, my daughter Katie just logged on and said she loves Wave the Grain.
Hi, Katie.
And I say this to her all the time. She's just a great mom, and Scott's a great dad. And, it's not an easy job, but when you just really, really, dig for it, that's where all the great things happen.
Yeah.
And you guys have done that for Justin. He's had this life where he needed really good parents because he's got, this special attribute, and that's what I like. I like to consider the Downs people as being more receptive to seeing the beauty in life. Mm-hmm. They're beautiful people. Am I close at all?
You are. Definitely, he will never pull any punches with you. He will tell you when he's happy, and he will tell you when he's not. And there's no falseness in him at all.
And he loves Big Papa.
Oh my gosh, yes. You are his big teddy bear.
That's awesome.
Absolutely, yes.
So we had this great life with this child, and he's growing up. And Mama and Daddy are worried about where's Justin going to go.
Right.
What's going to happen to Justin when we grow up and when we get out of high school?
Yep.
Which he did that very thing.
He did.
And so we got to find a job for Justin.
Yeah.
And a place in his life where he's going to continue fitting in. And that's when we decided to start Wave the Grain.
Yep.
And Justin gets to work there.
Absolutely. And he loves it. He's a really personable guy. He is so good and interacts with people and really loves people all the time. Everywhere he goes, he makes friends. And we wanted him to be able to continue that. One of the biggest problems when special needs kids leave high school is depression, because they have this huge amount of social interaction and people every day, but they lose that when they graduate.
They age out of it.
They do.
Okay.
And so you go from all this interaction to very little. And you do have some, if you have a job, you can, that's at King Soopers, you're a checker or something like that. You do have some interaction, but it's...
But you wanted to create a place where you could continue to make sure that his experience was high.
Exactly. And to grow his potential as much as humanly possible for him, to help him be... It doesn't matter to me which of my kids I'm talking about. I want them to be the best them they can be. And that's no different with Justin.
And you didn't want him to go bagging groceries where maybe
Exactly.
they wouldn't give him some difficult things.
Exactly.
And make him struggle and make him grow and learn. See, I love this story. I love the Wave the Grain story. And now he's being challenged, and he's working at the bakery. And
he loves it. He comes every Wednesday towards the end of the school day. He comes with a group of folks from Douglas County School District, the bridge program there. And he stays, so they work for a couple of hours, and then he stays and continues working on Thursday. Everything from, he's got his routine. He goes straight through making sure that the towels are all folded and the tables are all wiped and everything is ready to go. He signs in just like everybody else. He's got his number. He gets a paycheck. He loves it. He absolutely loves it. And then a lot on the weekends too. In the summer, there's a lot more hours because he's not at school as much.
so now, is he doing the equivalent of post-high school type studies now?
He is.
Okay.
So in the school district during the school day, and it's a shorter day, but he'll start, and they do some academic things like money, because that's something that he needs to do at the bakery. how to interact with people and customers, how to pause in a conversation instead of, allowing somebody to ask a question about a burrito or a muffin.
But those are things that we all need to learn in life.
Exactly. And not only
I
does he
think
get
Daniel
it.
should go to a couple of those.
Don't worry, Daniel, we'll get you. Not only does he learn that at school, but then coming to the bakery, he gets that experience to actually put those things fully into practice for himself.
Justin says, "Hi, Mom. We're watching on the big TV."
Hi, Justin. I love you, buddy.
I love you.
We're talking about you.
We are talking about you because you're fantastic. That's what we're talking about. And let's go back and talk about the bridge program real quick. You kind of glazed over that. So we built this place for Justin, your son, and you and your husband. I can't tell you how much respect I have for parents that just would say this is the most important thing.
Yeah.
We should look up priorities in the dictionary, and you guys' picture should be in there. But now that you're doing this for Justin, you're embracing the community and saying, hey, there's others out there that we can help come over.
Absolutely.
And so right now we've had up to 4 folks.
So we have a bigger expanded program in the summer.
Okay.
And so we had 4 folks working 10 to 25 hours depending on their availability during the week over the summer. And now we partner with the Douglas County School District, the Bridge program, and they come every Wednesday, and we're one of their experiential learning programs. So they come, Justin, a couple other folks, and a helper from the Bridge program.
Gotcha.
And kind of work through, this is what we do, and this is how we put things away, and this is how we make sure we wash our hands and we're clean. And there's a whole bunch of them, and we're just really privileged to be part of that program. It's such an amazing experience, and being able to pull in more and more. I mean, I love Justin, and he is, all my kids, the most important thing ever.
Of course.
But the world is about more than just him. And now that I know he's on the right track, I want to expand that to more and more people.
And how much dignity do they get? Because they get to go back and say, hey, I was working at the bakery today.
Exactly.
I learned how to stir the jam that goes in the the tarts, or
exactly.
They put me in charge of the powdered sugar today.
Yep.
Or I got to sweep the back room, or I got to do the whatever in the office that I've never been able to do before. Or I got to do the bulletin board, or
exactly
all those jobs. And I think a life needs purpose. I was talking to a friend of mine today, and I'm not going to mention any names, but the guy's a multi-millionaire. He's a very good friend of mine. And I told him, I said, buddy, you cannot just be by yourself all the time, making these moves with money and then not having a life. I mean, you need to have a purpose with people, and you need to be helping them.
Yes.
The money is senseless. I mean, it's meaningless. Unless you're in there and you got a reason to get up and go to work and go to play and have some structure. I mean, there's no weekend if there's no week.
Exactly.
And there's no, it's everybody. It's not just Justin. It's not just us.
Right.
It's, everybody in life, you wonder, I wonder why these movie stars kill themselves. They had everything. Well, they were lonely and they didn't have a purpose, and people didn't look up to them, and people didn't listen or didn't talk to them. It's all that human condition that we're all learning.
And that was
and it's
my
getting
biggest...
played out at this bakery every single day.
Exactly.
Tell me what the address is for the bakery.
It's 8172 South Holly Street. It's in Centennial, right off of Holly and County Line Road. We're in that King Soopers parking lot on the northeast corner.
And that's the main bakery, and then we've got the satellite in Parker.
Yep. And then another satellite, also called The Local, at Southlands Mall. And we actually partner with several other coffee houses. Kunjani in Parker, that's another great spot. Dirt in downtown Littleton. And they're another awesome program working with special needs adults.
Now, are we on the Grubhub thing?
We're not. We're kind of playing with that a little bit. We did do a chow now where you could order ahead and come pick up.
Okay.
But we are. Don't tell anybody. We are talking with DoorDash.
This is a Markov Show exclusive.
It is. We just started talking to DoorDash and Grubhub about some different opportunities to have deliveries.
Because as we dig into this onion a little bit more that we're talking about with the bakery, it turns out it's not just a regular bakery.
It's not. Nope.
It turns out that our emphasis at the bakery is first, be delicious.
Yep.
But also, most of the stuff's gluten-free.
Every single solitary thing we do. We are a dedicated celiac-safe kitchen.
There's no gluten.
None at all.
So all the people that have the allergies and they're worried about their kids, or they have Crohn's or some other kind of thing and a special diet, you guys take care of all that.
We do, 100%. Everything is gluten-free. About 90% is also dairy-free. We have vegan options. We have keto options. We have...
Now stop. The keto is huge right now.
Yeah, it is our fastest
Everybody's
growing.
on the keto thing.
Yep.
But on the keto thing, it's meat and cheese and, not much
No,
else.
No. It is muffins. It is cupcakes. It is donuts.
Inside Wave the Grain,
That's
it is.
right.
Out on the street or in the regular place where we shop, it's not like that.
No promises out there, but I got you if you come in.
And you've got a knowledgeable staff, or they can talk directly to you or some other people, and I come in and say, hey, look, I got to be keto. I don't do carbs well, and I'm doing my thing. Can you help me?
Absolutely.
And, can you set my macros and show me exactly what I got to do so I can kind of have a little bit of extra in my life, but still kind of stay on my journey, right?
Absolutely, 100%. Okay. My entire goal is for you to be able to eat really awesome food that's also good for you, or takes care of any allergies you have to worry about, or even if you just have a vegan preference, or you want to make sure that you're on a weight loss journey like you are, and you really want to stay low carb and focus on what you put into your body. I want to help you through that journey. And we did that for Justin as well. So Justin, goodness gracious, 7 years ago now, was diagnosed celiac.
Right.
And you do what every parent does. You go out and you buy everything that says gluten-free on it. And out of that $300 we spent, there were 2 things that we liked. And everything else was hockey pucks and sawdust. And that just wasn't okay with me.
So you learn how to make all this stuff, and you turn the thing into a going business that your son can work in. And I kind of know, because Action Computers and Marketing Hope are very close relationships with your bakery app, and to know it's a very, very successful enterprise too. And I don't want to put you on the spot, but
it has been shockingly wonderful how
people
much
come there and they come back.
Oh my gosh. And we keep growing and growing and growing, and I have such wonderful people that work with me, and I couldn't be here if it weren't for all of the support from the community and from the people that work with me. They're amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm super excited. So last year, we just celebrated our 1 year, September 7th, our 1 year anniversary at our location in Centennial. And we had a great big party and had a lot of fun. So thank you all for those of you who came. Gave away a bunch of fun stuff. And one of the biggest questions we kept getting is, well, when are you going to expand? Where are you going next? Where are you going next? And, we love our community, and we love the place we are, and being able to sort of expand that, not just from Justin, but into the whole community. And we want to keep doing that in as much as we can, partnering with more coffee houses and getting that out there. We've got.
Well, I don't think it's a good thing to just grow your business just to grow it.
No, it's
that's how people get in trouble. You get these giant leases, and you get all of this extra overhead, and then you turn this great thing into a bust because it can't keep up with everything, and then all the quality goes away.
And it's about growing in a smart way, but maintaining quality. My biggest thing, when you taste something, I want you to go, wait, can I really eat this? Is
Right.
it gluten-free? Are you sure it's okay? Because I want it to be so good that you have that tiny question in your head. Wait, all right, okay.
Because a lot of these people that are on these restricted diets, they do get gypped a little bit.
Yeah. Or they end up, if you find that one good thing, you end up spending $30 on a loaf of bread, and it's this tiny little thing, and it comes frozen, and you kind of, okay, well, I guess this pasta's okay, but I can't make the things that I want to make because the noodles will fall apart in a chicken noodle soup, or
Right.
being able to, my love language, it's feeding people. That's what I do.
Right,
and
right,
so
right.
wanting to be able to give that to people, that's what I get out of it. And being able to help people give that to their own families and to really enjoy it, it's a huge big deal. And to be able to enjoy, so much of our culture is centered around food and sharing that with people, and being able to do that with not just my family, but the whole family of the entire world. That's awesome.
Well, and I won't put words in your mouth, but I will say this. I would think that it's fantastic when somebody comes in, and like, especially a mom with a child like you had, and to say, look, I've really been trying to cook for my son or my daughter, and there's all these rules and everything, all this stuff, and to be able to say, hey, it's okay.
Yeah.
They can have this, they can have that. So you're giving that experience as a mom at the same time when you're dispensing the foods. You can have this, start them off on a little bit of that.
Absolutely. And even like walking people through that, I've had young to old, and a lot of the special needs community do have allergy issues, whether it's food dyes or gluten or dairy or high acid, soy, so many different allergens. And that's kind of been my life where I've lived with people in this whole community of special needs parents. And that's expanded now to the bakery. So when people come in and I can talk to them, and I will, fair warning, I will talk your ear off all the time. You ask me any question you want.
It's true.
It's true. And I love that. You want some hints about how do I make my kid's favorite sandwich, or how do I make pancakes, or how do I make yummy
I've got
cookies?
3 kids in the house. 2 of them are eating all this other stuff, and I want to include number 3.
Yes.
And so has their special macaroni and cheese, and everybody else has their macaroni and cheese, so the family can have macaroni and cheese night. And there's more of an inclusive kind of a thing going on.
And how to make that work for your entire family. We're coming up on the holidays. How do you navigate a Thanksgiving dinner when you have to be really careful about what your kid is going to put in their mouth, or they'll be sick for the next 3 weeks?
Right.
And how do you send your kid? I had a mom the other day who came in and she was panicked because her kiddo had been diagnosed since about 3, but he was going into preschool. So how do I make sure that he's safe there, but he doesn't feel left out when a kid brings in cupcakes for a birthday? And all of those little things, I got you covered. We'll figure it out. We'll sit down together and work out the best thing for your family. That's the whole point.
Well, it just seems like a relief off of somebody's shoulders to just say, hey, look, I need a friend that knows about this stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been there. I've done that,
From the mom level to now the expert level and the entrepreneur level.
Absolutely. And it is, you'll find, it's different when you know this, you find that thing that you love and you can turn it into this amazing business. That's awesome. But it's different. There are things that you have to change and do and tweak, and remembering to keep that love in there, that's a really important thing. So whether it's from the mom side of wanting to do things for family and school, or for your great aunt, who we have a gal who came in today and we ended up crying because I'm a big sap. Because she wanted to get her this wonderful amazing cake, and she would get it for her every year, but she was diagnosed celiac. So how do I give this to her again for her 60th birthday, but make sure she's safe and can actually enjoy it? And so let's sit down and work through it. We'll figure it out.
And you do special requests like that?
All the time.
If I come in and say, hey, look, Daniel, ever since he was a little kid, he likes hot dogs, and
Yep.
now he's been diagnosed.
Yep.
How can I give Daniel a hot dog back? You can make me a bun
Absolutely. Yep.
that he can have now.
Yeah, and we do have at the bakery, like, Thursday is always fruit pastry day, so we'll always have those on Thursday. Friday is always cupcake day. They're kind of fun because they're like big as your fist plus icing. Saturday,
And some of these icings, I mean, if we go, what's the website?
it's wavethegrain.com.
So when we go on the website, Mike, I love you back. If we go on the website, there's pictures of all this stuff.
There is.
And the Facebook page is huge. I mean, you guys are very active on your Facebook page.
We do.
If we Google or we just search Wave the Grain on Facebook, you guys are really doing a good job there.
Absolutely. And we try really hard. Like, because every Friday is cupcake day, but it's kind of what I feel like making on any particular day of the flavors of those cupcakes. We always post on Friday, these are the cupcakes that we have. This is what you can expect when you come in on Saturday for donut day.
Right.
So we always try to let you know. You know Friday's cupcake day, but are we going to have key lime? Are we going to have s'mores cupcakes, Reese's cupcakes? How is that going to go?
The thing I've noticed is this frosting on some of these cakes and cupcakes. It's just like inches thick.
Yeah, that's the best part.
And I talked to you, and I was like, geez, I can't eat. I'm a diabetic and I have issues, a lot of issues, but those are some of the issues I have. But I can't really eat that kind of stuff. Right. I haven't for years. And then Allie says, hold up.
Slow your roll.
You can have that. And I'm like, what do you mean you can have that?
Yep.
You don't seem to understand. And she's like, you don't seem to understand. I could give you the guts and it's no penalty. There's no sugar. There's fats in it, but I can have that.
Yep.
And there's no carbs.
Yep.
And what are you talking about?
So,
Willis. I mean, that is crazy.
All of our keto stuff, and we have paleo and keto. So both of those are low carb. The paleo isn't as high fat. The keto is the higher fat.
Right.
And we have both of those. So for example, our keto muffins, 1 to 2 carbs, depending on what's in them. We have a blueberry muffin that's a little bit higher.
That's crazy though. 2 carbs.
Yeah,
1 to
that's
2
it.
carbs is nothing.
Yep.
I mean, if you eat one of those power bars, one of the protein bars,
Don't do that.
that has carbs in it too.
Yeah. Yeah, and I promise you will enjoy your muffin and your cupcake much more than that protein bar.
Right.
So, and then we can do. I have some folks that are so niched in their food allergies that they want to be keto and high fat, but they have to be dairy free. I can do that. That's not a problem at all. We use the good fats. We use olive oils. If it needs to be vegan, we use the Earth Balance vegan soy-free butters. Taste awesome, but then you don't have to worry about having any dairy or egg issues. We can deal with that too. We can turn those muffins into cupcakes, and we do that. Most of our keto stuff is monk fruit based. We have, that's where most of those tiny carbs come from. That
Gotcha.
1 carb is from monk fruit, but you don't get that big glycemic spike that you do like with a cane sugar. We can also, the fat bombs that we do.
I got a listener asking a question. Join the party late. Do you have high protein, no nut products?
I do.
Peanuts okay, but no tree nuts, she said.
Yes. So we can do all sorts of things. For our high protein stuff, we have everything from a specialized high protein coffee that we do, because we also have coffee.
Because the protein's a big thing nowadays too for people that are on special diets.
Yep.
And just to say, that was Joyce the Voice.
Hi, Joyce the Voice.
And Joyce the Voice is a very famous Denver personality for voiceovers.
Oh, wow.
So if you ever need voiceover talent, Joyce Jefferson, that's the person that you want to talk to.
Uh-oh, Joyce.
Any of you businesses out there, I mean, she is very good at what she does.
Perfect. Probably better than mine.
I don't know. You're doing pretty good for a beginner.
I told you I was nervous, but
You're
you'd
doing
get me
very
talking
good.
and I
You're
was just
very
good.
So my suggestion is to have Joyce come on down to the bakery, and we're going to have the address in the show notes, and we'll have all the links and everything in the show notes.
Absolutely.
And she could just come down and talk to you and say, hey, look, I got this, and this. I heard you on the Mark Hope Show.
Absolutely.
And, can you help me? What things can I have?
Yep.
And then, she can just buy an assortment of little things and see what she likes.
And we have some of the things that we always have. If you can do rice-based things, our brownies, which is one of the things that I brought you. It's a lower carb. It's not completely no carb, but 9 carbs for a 2.5-inch square of happy brownie love.
Now, are those the same brownies that we did for Carson's Lemonade Stand?
Yep.
Those were a hit.
Yep. 9 carbs in that entire square of happy fudge.
And that's a big boy, too.
Yeah. It's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that it's not keto because it is rice based, but we try to have those, like that was the first thing that I did that was low sugar, because I had some diabetic folks come and say, hey, I really want a sweet treat, but I can't do all those carbs, or I can't do the sugar. So we started playing with rice syrup. And again, you don't get that huge glycemic spike like you do with a cane syrup. And so, yeah, for Joyce, we have things all the time. We have the brownies. We have a completely grain-free cinnamon roll that we have all the time.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, and we can top that with our sugar-free stevia-based icing. You can have it without icing. We really try to accommodate.
See, now the stevia, I can have that.
Yeah.
Because whenever I go to Tokyo Joe's,
You do
I have the stevia.
teriyaki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can have that. And, I have to redo my bowl a little bit differently now.
Right.
That, I am who I am. But
Right.
I can still have that.
Yep.
So, and that's just kind of the equivalent in the bakery.
Exactly. And
Okay.
and I have people that come in. I have a gal, and every time she hands me her little list, it's like a little business card of what she can't have, and we just go through what we have in the cases at that particular time and see where she's at. I have another gal, God love her, she calls me because she's awesome. She is so peanut allergic that anything even in the air, if we have done anything with Justin's medicine time. Take your medicine, Justin.
Justin, take your medicine. Big
right.
Papa said.
So she can't even have anything in the air, peanut. And we occasionally will bake with peanut, but we do it like once a month or so. And so she'll call me up and say, hey, have you done your Tiffany bars this week? Nope, we haven't. You're safe. Come on in. And we really try to accommodate. If I can't make it and make it taste good, y'all don't need to eat it anyway.
And that leads me to another thing, because we've got all these kids together, and a lot of people know somebody that has a kid that has the nut allergy or the gluten thing or whatever. And let's say that, my little 4-year-old has a friend that has that, and they're going to offer, she's going to have 5 people come over to the house.
Right.
And so, now I'm nervous.
Yep.
So I can come to you and say, look, I'm having this party, and I want everything to be safe for everybody.
Yep.
So these other 4 kids, my kid and the other 3, and then this other person that has this, can you make me this stuff, and I'll serve it at the party, and then we'll know.
Yep.
It's safe for everybody, even if it's off somebody else's plate. And you'll do a little party thing for
Absolutely,
us. And put
all the
that
time.
together.
And we do.
You actually make cakes, too.
Oh gosh, yeah. A special order. Everything from tiny little individual cakes to full-on wedding cakes. We had 3 weddings go out last week.
And I saw some of those. Those
Yeah.
were awesome looking cakes.
They're fun. Those are one of my fun creative things I get to do.
Right.
So, you know.
I can't imagine how busy that kitchen is.
Oh my
I
gosh.
see the volume that goes out.
It's amazing. I never thought we would be as big as we are right now. I mean, keeping up and growing in a good, smart way, like we talked about, and being able to bring more and more people into that's my goal, and I love it. We've truly been blessed. We've had so many really good people coming in, and so many people, like my main cake decorator right now. She's very pregnant and very sweet. Hi. But so sick, and she worked in a regular bakery for a long time and couldn't anymore because just the flour in the air, because she's gluten-free.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So it created a job opportunity for her.
And so here she is, and she's wonderful, and I love her. Hi, Kristen. and just those kinds
But you
of
talked
stories.
about growing smart, like I
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she's referring to some coaching that I may or may not have done with these guys, but I will however much credit I can take for it. I know that Alison and her husband are very, very wise entrepreneurs. And what I teach at Marketing Hope, and what Daniel has been around me for years listening to, and what I share with everybody that I want to be successful, is be small. Be smaller than you actually are. Save your money and be humble and hustle. And then you're going to be successful. Texas K9 University is checking in, and those are some other humble people. And actually, Kim over at Texas K9 University could probably use some bakery goods.
Oh,
I'll
heck
have
yeah.
them call you.
We also happen to have gluten-free and organic dog treats. I'm just throwing that out there.
And they're
for
a
you.
dog company. They train all the bomb dogs and the drug sniffing dogs and the rescue dogs and search and rescue dogs and a secret project I'm working on with Texas K9 University that we can't talk about right now, but it's going to be cool.
Yeah.
But they're a lot like you guys, and they're a lot like the small businesses that I love to endorse and I love to support, because there's real people that are grinding it out, and they just are not having much sleep because they're passionate about their customers, they're passionate about their business, they're passionate about what they do, and those are the businesses that become successful because they're not spending all this money on frivolous things, and those are the companies that last. Back when I was up and coming in '93, and I was doing side work for people's computers that I was importing into the United States from Taiwan, back when it was XTs and AT computers, which you're too young to even know what that means.
Love you, not a clue.
That was my side gig, and I loved computers, and so I made the leap and said, I'm going to take this side gig that Daniel and I have talked about many times on the show, and that's going to be my main gig. And I quit my job as a vice president, and I said, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to wear a suit. I don't want to march in line. And I took a huge pay cut.
Yeah.
And now here I am doing what I love, doing what I would have done for free, and what I did do for free a lot, and I'm getting paid for it. And you guys are doing the same thing.
Baby steps.
And it's so wonderful just to see people, that hardworking people, just be successful.
That's the best part. I mean, finding, like you were talking about, finding that thing that you love to do, feeding people and showing my appreciation for my family that way, and growing that into this bigger and bigger thing that I can share with a bigger community. That's the best part for me. I love that part. Being able to help that mom or dad who's not quite sure how to help their kid.
Yeah, it's just huge.
It's a big deal. And we do that all the time. You were talking about parties. Just a couple of days ago, we had some cupcakes go out. And this mom, she was so sweet. her daughter it was her birthday party, not gluten-free at all. But she had 3 or 4 kids that she knew that were coming, and she wanted them to all have the same thing. So I did. I made a bunch of cupcakes.
Which is huge. I mean, you're including everybody, and nobody has to feel different for that one party. I mean, what a great gift to give to the friend of your child.
It's absolutely huge. And she called me like the day before, and she's like, "I'm so sorry. I just found out that this one kid is vegan, and can you do something like that?" I'm like, "Absolutely. I'll throw in a vegan cupcake just like the other ones, because then he can have the same thing."
And you just make the wrapper green instead of blue or whatever, so they know what they're doing.
And then you have then you feel like you still have that community, and that's what food and being with each other in community and building that relationship in the world. We spend so much time like not being in that moment, and being able to feed people and grow that into a family, whether it's just your family or a bigger community family. That's such an important thing, and that's what I want.
Well, if people are just signing on, I just really recommend that you listen to the beginning of the podcast, where I got to tell the story of the bakery and why it was made and how it was made. And it's been something this is a show that I've wanted to do for a long time, and you've been busy, and then I had some other things go on with my life, and you've been on our schedule for a long time. And it's come out that the telling is exactly how I dreamed that it would be, because the story just writes itself, and you're just such wonderful people, and I really know that if people get down to the bakery and get to meet you, they'll feel that love and support, and I mean, there's just no better place
Absolutely
to find. It's like when you find one of those good places, and you're like, this is our new place.
Yeah.
And I just love it, and I just really appreciate you coming on the show, and I think hopefully this won't be your last. I know you're
hope not.
super busy.
I promise I'll bring brownies.
Well, you know what I'd like you to do? I'd like you to bring Justin.
I would love to do that, and he would love that.
Can he come on the radio show?
100%. Yep, absolutely.
Because he is my very favorite special guy.
No promises he won't be sitting all up in your lap, though.
That's okay. I love him. But I definitely would like to have him come and be on the show, because he's what it's all about. He's what life is all about.
That's right.
And I feel privileged to be kind of a part of this special dream, because I was in it at the beginning with you guys, and I don't know why God put me there, but He just said, "Hey, look, be over with these people for right now."
And here we are.
And I have been, and I think it's just going to be a fabulous story, and just so full of love and goodness, and for our audience, a small business person who just really had a dream and just realized that dream.
Mm-hmm. And if I can do it, all y'all can do it. Absolutely.
You need a supportive spouse, though, right?
Oh, gosh.
Give them a little bit of good advice, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to have a man that's willing to just
you really do
work and just live your dream with you. I mean, you have to be in harmony with each other, because if you're a couple and you're not in your thing together, well, it's getting out of debt, or whether it's doing this, that, and the other thing. Yeah. You're done.
You do. You have to be on the same page. He may get there on the left, and you may get there on the right, and meet there in the middle. But if your goal is that same goal, you will make it.
And when one's down, the other one's up.
Gracious knows, because I have had some serious issues. God love that man. Telling you.
Right?
Yeah. I would be toast. And not just Scott, but the whole family, all the kids.
That's true. True. That's a good point.
Kayla is working, and Alex is working, and Cassidy's so sweet. She's interviewing me for a school paper on small business, and Keegan comes in and helps out, and Justin, of course. So even my parents,
Yeah, and I've heard about your dad's involvement.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
a very supportive guy.
He is, yeah.
And I hope that I'm that kind of a father and grandfather to my little tribe that I help along the way.
Absolutely.
And it just takes that. It just takes us all kind of being part of that same. Everybody pulls a rope on that wagon.
Oh yeah. And when we all share it together and we all grab just our little piece and keep going in the same direction, we get there.
And I'll bet you look back on that mountain that you climbed.
Holy cow.
Or the several mountains you
Right.
climbed, and you're like, God, I can't believe we're here.
Yes. And then
No.
you keep looking up and going, all right, that's the next one. Let's go.
But a year anniversary
Yeah.
in a retail bakery business, I mean,
That's a big deal.
you guys are hustlers, and I just really commend you. You know, I mean, and I'm hooked just because Justin has a job.
Absolutely.
That's my thing that I just love about that whole thing.
Yeah.
So, is there anything that you'd like to say that I haven't been able to pry out of you? This first interview?
I'm pretty talky. I don't know if there's anything you can't
I know
pry
that
out of me.
Yeah, it's kind of tough when we do this first one because you don't know what to say.
Yeah.
But please think of some other things that we can tell the folks. The keto's a big deal
Absolutely.
for people, and the gluten-free completely thing.
Yeah. And being certified, we're a certified bakery.
Okay.
So they come out and they test everything and make sure that there's no cross-contamination. Because it was a bakery, a regular bakery before we took over the space. And that's scary because, you know, you don't know what's going to be in the ductwork.
But it's a serious thing, but
Absolutely.
you know how to deal with all that.
Exactly.
And that's why people can trust you when they come in.
Exactly. I mean, to the point where we've had it certified. We've had people come in and test the ductwork and test the ovens and test everything just to be certain. And if I wouldn't feed it to my own gluten-free kiddo, I'm not going to feed it to yours.
And that's a huge testament. And I've said it for years. I've said that for years. As a matter of fact, we just got back from Oklahoma and we bought a rental property out there.
Yeah.
And because Oklahoma is going to be the next Denver. Listen to me. Norman, Oklahoma is going to be the next Boulder. Oklahoma City is going to be the next Denver. If you buy real estate now, it's going to double in price in 5 years. Is this on? But we actually bought a property out there, rented it out to the people, and we said the same thing that we say about all of our rental property that we have here. And it's just become something that we say. And my wife was telling somebody that was on a tour of the property, and she said it just how I would say it. If we wouldn't live in it, we won't rent it to somebody.
Exactly.
It has to be that perfect house. It has to be, and it doesn't have to be big for us.
No.
You know, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, little brick house, perfect. But it has to be clean. It has to be nice. It has to be fixed up. It has to be safe. It has to be in a safe neighborhood. If we wouldn't live there, we wouldn't rent it to somebody else. And I love that you said that. I love that you said that. Because Daniel, in all the years that you've worked with me, what do I say about what kind of oil you should put in your car?
He's pitched me the total softball. Yeah, if you want to,
we've talked about it for 20 years.
if you want to know what kind of oil the mechanic puts in his car, sneak around back at night and watch him fill up his own car.
Yeah.
See what he does.
And that's how you know what kind of oil to put in your car, because
Right.
that's what the mechanic puts in his most valuable possession,
Right.
his car.
Yep.
And it has to be like that. And I love that you said that because I believe it. I do believe it. And I've been in the shop many times, and it just is a wonderful, wonderful place. So,
Alison, I've got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
You know, we talk to a lot of people on this show about starting their side hustle, and you've obviously taken your side hustle and turned it into something really thriving, and that's amazing. It's awesome, and the cakes are amazing.
Thank you.
What advice would you give to someone starting up or has a kind of half a side hustle and they really want to take it to the next level and maybe not make it their main hustle yet, but to grow it?
Sure.
You know, what advice would you give somebody starting out who is not real sure, but they want to go forward?
The first most important thing is believe in yourself. You have to believe you can get there. You have to see it so that you know where you're going. If you don't know where you're going, you're not going to get there. See where you want to be, and every day, even if it's a half a step, move in that direction. Whatever it's going to take for you to get there, every day, one thing, every day.
That's great.
I like that. That's great advice.
Thank you. Cool.
So we're going to shut it down. I'd like to thank the Facebook people for kind of dropping in and seeing us. Again, if you're coming in late, Fritz, I saw you. Lefty, I saw you come in late. Listen to the beginning because you're going to love this story about this great Colorado business and this great lady that runs this wonderful bakery and this wonderful family. So thanks for tuning in. And we'll get you all the details and play notes. And please like and subscribe our podcast that comes from this and our YouTube channel. And please message us on the Mark Hope Show page or the Mark Hope Show group page if you'd like to be on the show or there's some kind of a topic that you'd like us to cover. We're more than happy to reach out there and get great business people on the show and talk about businesses and small businesses and how to help each other.
Really, all we do is try to help people out and help take people and help them get to where they want to go and get to the next level and talk to people who have done it, and it's great.
And with that in mind, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Action Computers, and the best used computer place ever.
It's where I got mine.
Knowledgeable people that are great to work with and save you some money on equipment that's great. And Marketing Hope. MarketingHope.com is the marketing resource for the small business person. It doesn't cost a fortune to have somebody help you with your SEO or your... I have Bam that just checked in, wants to know where the bakery is. Let's give her another address.
It's 8172 South Holly Street. It's right on the corner of County Line and Holly in Centennial in that King Soopers parking lot.
So, thanks for tuning in, and we just really appreciate you guys, your audience, and it's your show, and we just love doing it for you. So, thanks everybody.
Thanks, guys.